Hey everyone. Before we get started today, I just want to say thank you again for everyone sticking by me. I want to get to the comments and emails. I just haven't been able to. I'm still having a problem, with my spine, but I got some new uh, anti-inflammatories which are starting to work. We just gotta get it adjusted to the point where I'm not having as um, bad of a time of it uh, sitting in my chair. And of course, I'm not going to have the phone back until July. So uh, please bear with me. I will be able to get to those things eventually. Just right now, it's a little bit tough. But anyway, what we're going to do today is my take on a Clouser minnow. I just call it a mini bucktail minnow. And in the vise, we have a 1/8 ounce weedless starter head, and it has a 2/0 Trokar TK 570 VP. No, I'm sorry. This is the round bend version. I'm sorry. I keep getting it mixed up because I got the sickle version and the round bend. Uh, the reason why I really like this, which is why I got some to try, and I am ecstatic. Uh, I will be adding a lot more in different sizes with this. Um, it's a lighter version of like the regular Eagle Claw 570. This is actually lighter. You're not going to use this for anything heavy, uh, more finesse oriented in a case like this, like a typical, like a Clouser type minnow. Anything that you're going to use, um, 6 pound line, 4 pound line, if you're going to use braid, I suggest using like a long leader. Uh, that way you don't have a problem. But this hook seems pretty stout for how light it is. But this is, as soon as I got them, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it, which is the Clouser type hair jig. I also have some rabbit jigs that I want to use. These are perfect for your late winter, early spring type hair jigs where you want it light, you're using light line. Um, you're not going to set the hook with these very hard. It's just going to be a upward motion with your wrist, and that's all you need, because these have to be the sharpest hooks I've come across personally. I use just about every brand on the market, and these are by far the sharpest things I've used. Now, I know the reason I'm spending so much time with this hook here is I know a lot of guys don't like the Trokar. They say, oh, well, I've um, had the points roll on me. And that's true. That does happen. But I've had them happen with owners, Gamakatsus, um, even some mustads I had hook points roll. It's one of the things, and it happens more when it comes to these ones with the cutting points on them. But irregardless, if you're not a fan of them, that's fine. If you are, that's fine. But I will tell you this. Um, you want to make a little hair jig like this, fishing light line, light rod, medium light to a light powered rod. This this hook is wow. I mean it's wicked sharp. about the easiest way I can explain it. But anyway, enough of me rambling and bambling on here. Um, like I said, an 8 ounce. Uh, I'm calling this the SS Minnow, which is Susquehanna smallmouth minnow. That's the color that I'm going to call this. It's the weedless starter head, 8 ounce. The color is river shad reflection. We have the 2-aught Trokar TK 570 hook in there. And we're going to start with a little bit of super glue brush on and just a little bit on that hook shank. And we're going to use some gray 210 denier flat wax nylon thread. And we'll get a little bit of a base started. We're not going to go down far because it's not that type of hair jig. Of course, everybody knows what a clouser is, so that this is kind of how I do them. So now that I got that little bit there, which would be our collar, I'm going to wrap my thread and make a little bump there. The reason I'm not using chenille is I don't want that big of a bump. Just a little bit. So I got the basin all started, and the first thing is going to be some white bucktail. Not using a lot of bucktail anymore. I am for my own personal deal, but I haven't done many videos with it lately. It's been getting tough to find. So somebody will see if you're seeing something that you like. You might have a hard time getting them in material. So I've been shying away from it, but I'm really missing hair. So I figure this is going to be great for the springtime. Hope, coincidentally, I don't have a problem standing too much or um, even laying a lot. It's sitting is where the pressure in my spine is really causing me issues. But I can walk pretty good, so there is an upside to things. I'll have to get one of those stand-up desk. I don't know how that would, I'd have to get a whole new setup, but we'll get by. Anyway, we're going to take your white bucktail here, and I wanted about 1.5 lengths, hook shank lengths past the bend of the hook, which is right about there. And we will trim it. Yeah, again, I'm sorry for starting this late. I wanted to explain why I'm using this hook and why I like this style hook. I got them, like I said, to try. I'm adding more sizes. I'm really impressed with how sharp this thing is. Now, with this type of a bucktail minnow like a clouser, you're wanting it to be a little more on the sparse side. That's where your action's going to come from. The less material, the more room it has to move. So we have our white bucktail in, and the next thing is some UV purple crystal flash. I know on the camera, it's because of the lighting, it's going to look like blue, but it's UV purple. And the reason I have the UV purple is on this river shad reflection looks like it has like a real light um, purple or a pink type tint to it. It's not much, but you can see it. So we're going to use the UV purple crystal flash. I took 3 strands and fold it in half and cut it. So we have 6 total. And what I'm going to do is I want the crystal flash to be at the ends, maybe a little bit beyond our bucktail. And we'll fold it over once I get a hold of it. And trim. Now the last thing is, this is pearl gray bucktail. It's the lighter gray, but you can also do it with shad gray, which is darker gray. You can see it's very similar to that white, but it's just a shade off, like a dirty white almost. I'm gonna line it up, and we'll trim this as well. And now we're going to crank her down. I got one of these Dr. Slick titanium bobbins, and it is really neat. It's so light, it isn't even funny. Instead of using the ceramic, it uses a titanium insert that's supposed to be better. And like I said, the one thing you can do is you could really, you could feel the difference in the weight. It's hard to believe that insert makes that much of a difference, but it does. So now, finally, come to whip finish this. Cinch it. Trim it up. And we use a little bit of a water-based head cement. And I'll show you what we have. And there we have it. That is our mini bucktail minnow. I really like this. I apologize because my camera doesn't pick up, it's not picking up the difference in that pearl gray over the white bottom, but when you look at it in person, you could really see it. But give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.